Hey, how goes it? Ken Bozak here to talk about Bitcoin and Bitcoin accessories. Today I'm streaming with strangers, and today's stranger is Cretinus from CryptoSpots.app. How goes it, bro? Thanks for joining me.
Hey Ken, thanks for having me.
Appreciate it, man. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Maybe start with a little bit about who you are, maybe how you got into crypto, and a little bit about how that led you into what you're doing now in the industry.
Sounds good. I'm Cretinus. I got into crypto about 2016. A little Bitcoin and Digibyte mining. A local friend of mine got me interested, and I guess I've been addicted ever since. I popularized the term crypto kids, chatting on Cryptopia back in the day, and I am a sloth coin whale.
That's awesome.
Got kicked out of Home Depot for mining on a smart refrigerator. I hooked up the Neo Neon miner in there and mined some Digibyte on a quad core refrigerator using my cell phone Wi-Fi. I didn't care for that. And now during the winter, I use my S9s to heat my chicken coop. These guys are laying extra eggs. It's nice and warm out there. I think we should audit the Federal Reserve, and crypto would be a great way to document that. We can touch on that later. But yeah, I'm just mining, and I've got this new site I'm working on. It's cryptospots.app. We've taken a Tron token, a TRC10 token, and we're building a dApp around that token. We can get in that more if you want. You want me to go ahead and talk about that?
Yeah, exactly. Because Tron's been a really big topic of conversation recently, especially because even BitTorrent has decided to do that as well.
We'll see how that goes. You know, they got a really huge total supply. They're just giving that stuff away like crazy. I don't know how it's going to go, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see a couple Satoshi for BitTorrent. But you know, Tron seemed to have the best platform for launching a token. Their fees are real, minimal. Some of their triggers are a little high, but everybody using the ERC20s to build their tokens, you got to have gas, and that stuff, it's just not sustainable, and they don't have the same real developer tools that Tron has. So it's neat seeing everybody kind of switching over to Tron. I'm not really big into EOS, but from what I've seen so far, just the resources they have on GitHub alone set them apart from any other coin. So what we did was created Spot token. It's 1 billion coins, and we're building an app. Right now, we've got the website, cryptospots.app. So this is going to be an interactive map of businesses that accept crypto. So you're going to be able to use our app. You can look and search for any criteria to search for businesses that accept crypto all over the globe. So we've got little blips on the map, and you can click on them. You can see their contact info, navigate to them, see what currencies they accept, see their rating, their karma rating. We're going to have a integrated reward system with social ratings and overall rating. So when you visit a business, you can give them good feedback. You'll get a reward. They get a reward. And one of the cool things about the app, not only can you navigate to the business, but you'll be able to check in. We're working on some, well, I can't really tell you a whole lot about it yet. We got some stuff that works that we'll announce in a couple of weeks, but they're going to be bounties for checking into a location and verifying that it exists. So when a retailer lists their site or their business on our site, they can upload their information, they pay their fee, it automatically gets populated onto our file via, a CSV gets exported and uploaded to our map API instantly. So then a user can go and see a bounty to verify this listing. So as soon as a new listing is created, it's automatically populated on the map, but then a user, just a regular consumer, can see a bounty that says this listing needs to be verified. So they can go complete that bounty, check the work, make sure everything is accurate, and they get a reward with our token Spot. So
That's pretty cool. It's community engaging. I like that, and it's interesting. So, where's that Spot token come into play though on the CryptoSpot.app platform? Where's the utility, or is it a utility token?
yeah, first of all, we're going to use it for voting, for granting karma or social rewards to other users. we're going to have an exchange with about 8 or 10 different coins. We've got the money transmission license. So we're going to have a small exchange on there. That'll be one of the coins on there. So you can exchange it there. We're going to have stores. Every user and retailer has their own store. So the landing page for all users is going to be their own storefront. So when a user signs up, they can have their own little store in there. So you can accept Spot or Coin, which we'll have an integrated wallet for in the app. But we're going to be on exchange. A couple of them are going to be on the Tron Dex. So there's going to be a lot of different exchanges for it, as well as some utility in the app.
Yeah, that's cool.
Some of the incentives for using or holding Spot, and once again, I can't really announce this yet until we've got the go-ahead, but we've got a partner coming up. We're going to have some kind of like a lock-in collateral for Spot. You can't unlock a certain feature of our app unless you hold a certain amount of Spot. So there's going to be an incentive just to have the Spot to unlock certain features. And then you can use it, you can spend it at places. Some places will have an incentive, like a discount for using certain tokens as payment. And it's all still fluid and developing. We're not fully launched yet. We've got a couple months to go.
Well, yeah, basically, I mean, you guys are gamifying and incentivizing the crypto mapping of small businesses, because a lot of small businesses don't accept crypto. Now I might go next door, try to get them to accept crypto, get them listed, and then go through the bounty, and I can now spend crypto, and I earned crypto setting it all up. It's pretty cool.
Exactly.
I mean, it's a community building project. I can get behind something like that.
Since you mentioned that, another cool thing, a retailer will have to pay to get listed. Of course, we'll have coupons or we'll give away listings or whatever to get the ball rolling. But if you were to refer a business to get listed, you could receive a percentage of that payment. So say it's $6 for a standard business listing, you could get a percentage of that for referring them. So we're not only going to be paying out in crypto, but profit sharing potentially through PayPal. We got to look at all the legalities of it. But our referral system will reward people that bring users to sign up to the app. Another thing that you mentioned, gamifying. We're going to have augmented reality in this app. And I was working on something the other day, trying to get the ball rolling with that too. On your map, occasionally you'll see a special icon pop up, and it's an interactive pop up. You click on it. You can find an augmented reality event or some kind of cryptographic event or treasure hunt. All kinds of little quirky things in this app, almost like Pokemon Go, so it's Crypto Spots Go. You've got the exchange, you've got the stores. Somebody called us the Yelp of crypto.
I was going to bring that up earlier when you were mentioning the reviews and the way that you could, earn basically off of, visiting a store. But my question is, garbage in, garbage out. How do we prove that I went to the store to have a bad experience rather than, what people do on Yelp, right? If I want to tear your store apart, I just go to my Twitter following and, hey, say, Twitter friends, give this guy a 1-star review, even though they've never been to that store.
Mm-hmm.
So people may be now incentivized to earn your coin off of being trolls. How do we stop the bad actors?
Okay, so that goes back to this partnership that we've got coming up, which I still can't tell you about. We do have a solution for that, and also there's going to be a cooldown. You can't just spam reviews and check-ins all the time. There's going to be a limit to what you can do weekly. So that's another way that we're going to keep the supply kind of finite. We're not going to flood the market with this token, and people aren't going to be able to cheat and spoof. So that's all been accounted for. And as we're building, there's a lot of different aspects. We're actually going to have multiple smart contracts of different chains running in one dApp. So we're not just working with Tron. We got some ETH stuff going on, and a little proprietary thing with another coin. I can't even tell you about that yet, but.
Well, can you tell me a little bit about how it was building your own token on the Tron network, as opposed to, have you ever tried doing another one, or maybe why this appealed more? I'm just curious what the process was like.
The process, overall, it was simple as hell. It was cheap. It costs 1,000 Tron to make a TRC10 token. You fill out a form, you click a few things, you set your parameters, your total supply, if you want to freeze a certain amount, how long your ICO is going to last. It's not really, I guess I'd call it a pre-sale. but it was so simple. You go in there and you click around a little bit, and you're done in 5 minutes. So they issue your token, within a few blocks. The only negative thing I would say is, as tronscan.org, they've really exploded. You've got thousands of tokens on that site now, and you've got multiple copies of the same tokens. You have a legit token that's actually got a product, they've got a website, and this happened to us. Somebody will come and make an exact copy of your token and then fake volume to get themselves on the front page, and then trick some people into investing, and then exit scam. So what sucks is the super representatives just passed a resolution too. They are allowing for duplicate token names. So now tokens are only identified by their unique ID. So we've got our ID 1001138, I think, off the top of my head. But we had, a couple weeks after I created this token, I woke up one morning, I came in the office to check it out, and I pull it up and I see our token there. Holy crap, we've raised 1.5 million Tron, $430,000. And I'm freaking out, ran out and told my wife, oh, I did it. And sure enough, it was a duplicate with just a one-letter difference who was creating fake volume. And they tricked some people into buying, but they made their own volume to get the front page. And, I was freaking out thinking, yeah, we did it. It's going to work out. We've got $500,000, but it was fake. So that sucked. And then I go and I'm trying to get a hold of, the Tron Foundation, TronScan support, Justin Sun himself. I can't get the time of day from any of these people. I've got a fake token who's using my own laurels to create their own shit. And I'm like, here are my tokens on page 32. We've raised 1,000 Tron. How is that okay? So, they eventually did take it off, after I sent emails for a week and freaking out. But it was a scary moment. It was jubilation. We did it. Oh, wait, they're ripping us off. And so that kind of sucks. But they're, overall, it's a really unique platform. They're just centralized enough so they can manage all these things. And they've gotten better, as time goes by.
Now, where does that centralization come from? Because I know that would be a question some people may be asking. Is where does the moderation come into? If you can't reach Justin Sun, then where does that oversight?
I need him on the cell phone right now. Yeah, well, they've got a team. I don't know the Chinese guys running this thing. They've got a little team. I don't know if they're KYD verified or whatever, but they've got some dudes working, and they've got a Discord group, Tron developer group. So I couldn't name them, but I've got emails from them, and we've corresponded a little bit. They're not great at updating your token info. Like, they had our wrong white paper link for a little while, but there's thousands of tokens, and there's constant spam and new stuff coming out. But the centralization, they have the hub of tronscan.org. That's the only place you can create a token. So they've got to do some kind of verification. Pull the trigger. This guy created a token. We're going to approve it. So that's just enough centralization to hopefully combat the scams. But then they passed the super representative initiative to let people make copies. So I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. That's it seems counterproductive.
Right. Yeah. Well, the next thing that'll be interesting to see is how these exchanges integrate the TRC10 and TRC20 tokens.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's actually doing that yet, other than Binance is supporting BTT.
Yeah, that's the first. And, it starts off like that, right? Like, even when the ERC20s were first being listed, it took forever. And now we see so many even on Coinbase. So, and let alone Binance. Oh, my God, that's where most of their volume comes from. So, I'm sure that that's one of their interests and priorities. And another thing is, I'm sure that they waited to have more of skin in the game of a token that they did list in that category first, like the BitTorrent token. It just makes more sense seeing the partnership between Tron and Binance, and then that listing, and why people are a little upset. But
you can win again.
I heard that. But yeah, when they decide to list more, I feel like that will appease some of the traders, right?
Yeah. Well, one thing I hate seeing is the Tron. Some of these people, mostly the community, but they seem to forget where they come from. Tron originally was an ERC20 token. They came off the backs of Ethereum, but you have all these community people, talking smack about F. Well, we're kicking their butt and we're gonna, destroy and whatnot. Y'all wouldn't be here without Ethereum.
Well, they
We can
used
work together.
Ethereum as basically as just a fundraiser, and then they used those funds to build their own blockchain.
Yeah, which I'm glad they did. The Tron virtual machine, that's pretty cool. And I've got a node that's been syncing for about a week now. We've almost got our full node running.
Nice. So what's the incentive behind running a full node for the Tron network? Why are you even aspiring to do that? It is pretty cumbersome. Like you said, you're waiting days to sync.
Right. Well, I mean, the main reason we have to have full node is to run our smart contract. We've got the solidity and full node, and then the communication node. But eventually, I think we're going to try for super representative ourselves. If you look at the representatives now, half those people are just one person operations. They're not really offering anything. They're not building the community. It's just like, I don't want to call anybody out, but it's just one person organization. They're not bringing anything to the table, and they're passing these dumb initiatives to allow duplicate token names or change the way that the voting takes place. Voting.
Well, duplicate token names, right? I'm sorry to interrupt, but I mean, I do see a silver lining to it, right? There's the devil's advocacy. I always like to play the person arguing, not to that I stand on any side, but imagine I came in and created your token's name first just to be a domain squatter, like that we have with .eth smart contract names. People got Google.eth, Best Buy.eth, and whatever .eth.
Right.
What if I came in and created spots? It would just suck for you, right? And then you would have to be, the official spots.1 token or something. And I don't know. I just see a reason for it, so people aren't incentivized to go and squat on token names. But then there is your position too, the counter side to it.
That is a good point. I had a friend who went and bought a bunch of domain names back, in 2014. He had all kinds of awesome names. And when they released the .app extension last year, I tried to scoop up like iota.app and doge.app. I didn't get any of them, but they sold for, tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, I own kenbozak.eth in case that ever becomes popular, but there's not many wallets that even support that technology right now, which is fucking annoying.
It'll come eventually.
Fingers crossed. I mean, the incentive behind it seems to be diluted, right? I mean, like, we had a lot of focus and fixation on it, on Ethereum development moving forward, and it is less of a monopoly, I would say, now that we have competition in the smart contract space like Tron and Neo and EOS and everything else that's coming in to compete with that usability and use case. Right now, I don't know if we have the incentive to keep, moving that direction. I don't know if Ethereum has more on their plate than just making user interface more friendly. Like I don't see any reason for Coinbase to add it. They don't want the money to go anywhere, but you can send it to an email address.
Yeah, and that's a cool thing. I mean, and also during this time, there's people just building stuff constantly. There's all kinds of new crazy stuff coming out. We're just touching the tip of the iceberg right now.
Yep.
We're still settling in. There's all kinds of little projects that are doing real unique stuff. So, I mean, we're going to see some neat stuff this year for sure.
Yeah, I've been looking into, because I travel a lot, I look into like mapping apps for traveling and trying to find locations that accept crypto. So when I saw that you were on the calendar, dude, I was hella excited. I was like, this makes sense, and I'm not sure if I could agree with like the business model aspect of it, because like I'm a true like anarchist, everything should be open source, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, getting a business to accept crypto isn't, the real way that it starts off, if you're trying to get a business to accept crypto, is to try to get them to understand the marketing aspect of it. You accept crypto, you're going to be marketing in these avenues now that you didn't have any marketing in before, and people that want you to accept that crypto, that support that crypto, will promote you as well. So it's like, I don't know. So it makes sense that, you know, there's an app that you're on that creates this community that's incentivized to keep interacting with each other as customers and businesses go. I'm just curious, what's your thoughts in the future moving forward for like these online businesses and how they may be able to engage in the same way as the brick and mortar ones do?
Yeah, well, we're going to have a section just for online businesses in our app too. So obviously there won't be the same reward incentives for checking in or whatever, but um, we're going to integrate a way for a customer to show proof of purchase and get a reward. So, you know, there'll be, and of course, with our project, we're going to be promoting all our retailers. So there is a chance, like you said, we're going to be, you know, helping them advertise. You know, they're listed on the map. When you Google this place, they're going to come up as so and so accepts crypto. So that's going to be another incentive for these people to get listed with us. You know, it's just another SEO optimized opportunity for them. But we will have, and it, you know, we haven't fully worked it all out, and I'm just going off the top of my head here, but we're going to have a whole separate online section. So it's going to be in, I don't know if you saw our original website. I had just kind of a dummy little site going when I first started this, but I've got a developer.
Do you want to bring up your website, do a screen share, and walk us through it? It's totally up to you.
No, I've got the cell phone going here.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
But yeah, we're under construction right now. We're putting in, you know, Google is greedy as hell, so they're trying to screw us on the map API and the usage. So we're integrating a different kind of open source thing for our mapping. That way we don't get raped by Google. But he's working on that right now. But we're going to have a separate section, and, you know, all the online stores will be listed. A lot of the info out there right now, like you see on 99 Bitcoins, that kind of stuff, it's not even correct. There's so much disinformation out there about people that accept crypto.
Yeah, it sucks. I hate when I walk into a store and the employee's like, I don't know what you mean. I'm like, can you get the manager? The manager's like, I don't know what you mean. I'm like, can you call the owner? The owner's like, I don't know what you mean.
And they think you're up to something, you know. Who's this guy? He's trying to scam us.
Oh, yeah, dude, it's hella embarrassing.
Well, you should, you know, think about what I'm going through. So I'm building this business here, and I'm making all these phone calls and emails, you know, hey, you want to take crypto at your business? Do you take crypto? I can't get the time of day from a lot of people. So that's where the community is really going to come in. So, you know, I've got people in our Discord from all over the world. I tell them, you know, list your business for free. You know, bring your buddy in. You know somebody, you know, in this place. You know, just bring them over to our site. We'll put them in. You know, we've got an easy Excel format. We just, you know, fill in the sheets and upload it to the site, and it's done.
Right, and like you brought up the bounty ideas too, and I could even see that working into like a small way to like petition a business, like, you know, sign a petition and get your local store to accept crypto, and if enough local residents, you know, do go through with it, they'll see the incentive behind doing it.
Yeah, and if we can get our community to have half the enthusiasm of the Ripple community, you know, really go after these people, you know, you need to sign up. It's going to take a joint effort, you know, and it's really is a crypto community kind of thing. So I don't know if anyone else is really doing this yet. If we can get some good players on board to help us, you know, get places listed, it's not all about making money. You know, we say that the retailer's got to pay for a listing. I'm happy to give away all these listings. You know, it's got to be a business model, you know, so we want to try to, you know, pay for our costs. You know, there's three of us, you know, we're putting all our time and effort into this, and, you know, I want to quit my day job and work on this.
Yeah, man. So what do you do for a day job? I used to fix phones for a living for like 6 years until I started podcasting and stuff like this full time.
Okay. Yeah, I have a management consulting business. I help restaurants and bars, stuff like that. If someone's opening a new place or they're failing at their current place, I go in there and, you know, fire everybody, write new procedures, menus, help them either revamp or open a business. That's it. It's simple.
That's like the dude I watched. There's a Netflix show like that. The bar guy, he just goes in and like critiques.
John Tappert.
Yeah.
Shut it down.
Yeah, basically, yeah, that guy. That's all right. Cool, man.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I've been doing that about 10 years. You know, I've got a couple of long-term kind of contracts. You know, I dabble in all kinds of other stuff. So,
what do you do inside this in the crypto space besides what you're doing with your token and with Tron and everything?
Did you say what do I do?
What are your endeavors right now in the crypto space besides the, you know, the creating of a Tron token and things like that?
I mine religiously, and
What are
I've
you
got
mining?
right now, I'm just mining. I got a couple S9s running, mining Bitcoin on Slush Pool,
Oh,
but
cool, cool, cool.
they're finding good blocks. I don't want to participate in F2 or anything, but I'm trying to keep it out of the manufacturer's hands. Got their own pools. They're doing, I think it was 26% and 30%. So Slush is doing around 20 right now, I believe.
Yeah, you're
Uh,
basically contributing to the independent pools.
Decentralizing, yeah. I had a couple of script miners going on the GraviX token, GIO. You heard of that one?
What was that one?
GraviX token, GIO.
No, I never heard of it.
GraviX.net, that's an exchange. They've got a script token. It just halved, but I stopped mining it the other day. I had a couple of Moonlander scripts going. But in early 2017, I had probably 10 or 15 tablets and phones, 8 or 10 laptops, a ton of computers, a server, S7s and S5s, I guess, all mining. I had a lot of that going on MinerGate just for Monero, straight
Oh,
Monero.
wow. That's
Uh,
awesome. That must have worked out really well.
it was fun. I didn't make a killing or anything, but it was hilarious because my entire dining room was just stacks of phones and computers, just all mining. Pretty funny. But yeah, I've got the S9s up in my guest house now, so they've got the ductwork routing the heat out to the chicken coop. That's really all I have going now. But I've got a lot of master nodes running too, and that brings me to another point. What is the worst thing in crypto right now? You think? Or what's hurting us? What's your opinion on that?
Uh, right now, I would say the uncertainty in regulations and the disincentivization for companies to incorporate cryptocurrencies and blockchain technologies because of the gray space around the taxation of it. But I'm sure there's a lot simpler stuff going on. Why? What's on your mind?
I think we had the craze in late 17 and January 18, and we saw that steep decline, right? So we hovered a little while, but I really think that all these little scam masternode projects, all these low key, you know, for example, Logis coin or LightPay coin, you heard of those two?
Light Pay Coin? No, that's great.
LPP and LGS, all these little masternode projects, right? So they come out, great community, all this masternode online. You get this great ROI. Get our coin, participate in the masternode. So you get these people buy these masternodes at $1 a coin, for example.
Right.
As as the masternode quantity goes up and the total supply goes up, the cost and value of the coin goes down. So you have an X pattern. You see the masternode supply going up, coin value go down. So all these people sunk their money into these dumb little masternodes, chasing these, what do you call it, passive income, and they sunk all this money, all their Bitcoin and Ethereum and Litecoin into these little shit projects, and watched their value just plummet. So all these people in 2017, 18, they bought all the Bitcoin and at the top, 18, 19K. I got Coinbase. I'm going to get some crypto. And then they're sitting on it and it instantly down. And those people capitulate. They're done. They don't come back. But then you got the actual communities, all these people who have been in it for a while, they're chasing these dumb little coins. And so they're sitting here while their masternodes go to 10 Satoshi and they've lost their investment. So I think that's been the most harmful thing. There's some good ones out there, like Dash, Packcoin is probably cool.
Pack's pretty cool. I met those guys a couple times at conferences.
Yeah,
I like the team a lot.
yeah. But it's the people's alternative choice.
Yeah, they have like a reward for charity too in the Masternode system, don't they? Like they vote in charities and stuff.
Not at the speed. I don't know.
I don't know. That might be another Masternode I'm thinking of. I know there's some pretty cool ones out there I've seen, but like you said, there's a lot of them that have been used to basically trap people in like a crypto version of like an Avon scam where you're stuck with all this
Right.
shit in your apartment and you can't do nothing with it.
Yeah. So I mean, those people sink their hard-earned crypto into this stuff, and the value just plummets, and they don't want to give up on that. They just kind of hold on, and eventually they're going to zero. So they'll sink more fiat into it and chase something else. You know, oh, maybe I can get in on this one, and you know that tanks. Then we got all these damn all these hacks lately, like now Cryptopia. That sucks. So we'll
Yeah.
see what they do with that. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they decide to keep everyone else's funds. They say their Ethereum private key was compromised, but
And there was
how
the
are they?
exchange, the Canadian exchange, where the CEO passed away and 26,000 Bitcoin were lost.
Insane. Yeah, you know, that dude has no business running that shit if he's going to lose the private key like that. I mean, where's your backup, bro?
Yeah,
It's very
I was like super, like there was no multi-sig in place. There was no, excuse me, I'm getting over a cold here. There's no like, what is it like? What was it? DigiPulse? I don't know if they're even around anymore, but it was like a project that
Bitcoin.
if you just stopped interacting with your public address or didn't sign a message with your private key after X amount of days, a smart contract would trigger sending it to an alternative address that may be, you know, now multi-sigged and something else. There's so many things that they could have done, but yeah,
Well, I
dude.
mean, it's well, a piece of paper printed out and put in a bank vault. You know,
I
it's
mean,
not
as a
hard.
business, yeah, they have a lot more responsibility than just, you know, an anarchist mining in their basement. But I'm wondering, like, you're building on Tron, and Tron's going through a lot of shit right now for, like, insider trading suspicions because of the listing on Binance and what has really happened with, like, you know, the ICO and everything of the BTT. I'm just
Really.
curious, like, what is your thoughts on that? Do you think that could affect Tron? Or, you know, from my perspective, at this point, it doesn't seem to be too bad. Like, bad publicity, no such thing as, you know, bad publicity or whatever. You know, it's like they're being talked about the most right now in the space, and it's probably going to work out, I think.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I don't know fully what you're talking about. I was kind of asleep on the whole BitTorrent ICO. You know, I'm getting the airdrop on the 11th, so I'm not really chasing it.
Right,
I'm more the Tron.
I have some Tron just so I can get the airdrop.
Yeah, you should invest in a crypto spot token, man. Uh, you got about 28 days left.
28
Um,
days. Oh, okay. Well, how, like, what's the minimum Tron? And how would I go through with that? Like, what's that like? Is it like an ICO process? Walk me through that process?
it's real simple. You know, go to tronscan.org, and up in the search bar, you just type in spot, and it'll pull up our token. You don't even have to hit enter it. Just our token will come up there. You click on it, and our pre-sale price is 2 tokens for 1 Tron.
And what was
It's
the creation cost? You said it was like 1,000 TRX to create
a
it.
1,000 Tron. Yeah, so you can go in there and make your own, you know, Ken Bossack coin, man. It's simple, but what's really cool is all the TRC20s and 10s are supported in the tronwallet.me app. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I think I don't know. I have a really cool mobile Tron wallet, and I think it is just called Tron. Yeah, it's just called Tron Wallet. But
Yeah, so you
it does list all the random coins I gotta do. Oh, my fingerprints turned on. I didn't remember doing that. But yeah, if I open it, you can see all the random little coins that I have in there.
yeah. So you can hold any of their tokens in that app.
Yeah, it's pretty
Any
cool.
you
I
can
got
make your own.
CBD, Love Hearts, TWX, TRX.
Any nudes?
Who?
Nudes.
No, I need to get some nudes. Ah, shit, send nudes, guys.
Irish Girl Crypto made those.
That's awesome. I gotta check that out.
You can, you know, just go bug her, say send nudes.
I might
Give her
have
your.
to. I saw that you can do a lot of that on Twitter too. You can send these Tron tokens through like tagging people and using like these, I guess like Twitter bots.
Yeah, go seed it is a good one.
Yeah, go
And I
see
think
it.
they
Yeah,
Ripple also.
yeah.
But yeah,
I think that was a cool little thing that they started with.
mm-hmm. It is, and if you see some of the cool little Telegram bots and Discord bots that people build, you know, our Discord we've got the Dogecoin and Litecoin and Kittycoin tip bot. Have you heard of Primestone Coin?
No.
ESC. They just did a swap, and their whole swap was automated. So you generate an address in their Telegram bot, send the coins, swap, new address, and they send it right back. So it was fully automated. They didn't have to do anything. But a little, you know, ingenuity like that is really going to help the space. in the long run. But this is a time where people are building stuff.
Yep, it's
You
going
know,
to take a while, man. People, got to realize this is really early stage adoption, and nobody's like, there are people building on it, but it's not really at the forefront of much focus, right? We've just started to see, Samsung leaked that they have a blockchain setting for a cryptocurrency wallet built into the phone. This is the first year we're starting to see this. Give it another year or two, and you won't even know that you're using crypto in the background. Like, you don't even know that you're using Linux when you're interacting with Android.
yeah. Well, that's with this app we're building, I think that's a real a key thing that's going to bridge the gap between holders and real world use. Give people an avenue to use their crypto. But we're going to have, and this goes back to our announcement once again. A couple weeks, we got a partnership announcement. There's going to be different ways to just passively earn crypto in our app, and it's not just going to be spot. There's going to be some other stuff too. So, just stay on the lookout. You can follow us on Twitter at CryptoSpotsDApp, or you follow me at Cretinous_real. We got some cool announcements coming up, but really what we need is people just to get involved. Get in there. Tell us a business that you want to list on there. We'll add it.
And give some businesses that for sure that already do accept crypto, because there's a lot of misinformation out there of businesses that do that actually don't. So that would be a lot of help, guys, especially if you want to help out that local business that accepts crypto and keep incentivizing them to do so. I remember when BitPay had that had an issue back when Bitcoin forked, and they wanted to do BCH only instead of BTC, and a lot of businesses didn't go through with that reapplication process. So some of the businesses that were accepting Bitcoin through BitPay actually don't anymore because it was just not worth it to them at the time. It was a bull run, and nobody wanted to spend their crypto because they were worried about it going up so fast. And now we're in a bear market, and nobody's trying to spend any of their crypto. So it's really hard for businesses to be incentivized to do this. So it's really up to us, the end users. And if you want your bags to go up, you have to have utility behind them. It's businesses that are accepting them. So rather than staring at your bags and wishing it would do something, go out there and get it adopted.
Yeah, and as you see the more widespread use and people talking about it, it's just going to be commonplace. Household talk. It's better than the dollar. You look at new money. You go to any business that uses cash. If they get a shipment of cash, say they get some 20s or 10s, they got brand new bills. The Federal Reserve at some point issued these brand new bills to these companies and traded and took their old bills. So who's to say that these old bills are not going out the back door into the hands and pockets of lobbyists or other, corporations or foreign governments? We don't know because they're not being audited. The blockchain itself could be a great way to just audit the Federal Reserve. I mean, why do they have no accountability?
Right.
Our biggest influencer of the economy has no accountability. They're robbing us blind. I mean, it's disgusting. But if we had a really cool auditing system based on the blockchain for the Federal Reserve,
how would that even look, though? I mean, I guess they could incorporate the stable coin technology in some sort, but how would the Federal Reserve? That's another problem we have with garbage in, garbage out. They could still put garbage into that blockchain, and we would get garbage out because it's a private, centralized blockchain. So I mean, this is going to be tough. It's going to be tough because I don't know how many $20 bills are in circulation. So when I get paid a couple 20s, I don't know what they're worth on the market because I don't know how many are in supply. So it's really up to, you. I hope they're worth something to you because nobody knows what they're worth.
Well, look what's happening in Venezuela. A wheelbarrow of cash can't buy a loaf of bread.
Yeah, and they're adopting cryptocurrency on a massive scale in Venezuela right now. It is their plan B. I mean, it's not so much Bitcoin. This has a lot to do with the Dash Masternode proposal system, but right. Dash is basically marketing by helping Venezuela in this time of crisis. So, I mean, it is taking advantage of a bad situation in a positive way, either way you look at it. But I mean, I'm happy to see that there's an alternative there for them, because without cryptocurrencies, Venezuela would be in a lot worse situation than they already are, and it's bad, dude. It is really bad. I think they have over 5,000 businesses that accept Dash now, and that's more businesses that accept the local currency right now.
And all those places need to be listed on cryptospots.app. You know, I've been trying to get a hold of the Pundy X people and like the Digi Cafe, um, just random businesses. You know, if they will partner with us, get them listed. You know, it's a good tool.
Yeah,
You
there's
know,
you could look into other companies that help businesses sell Bitcoin and stuff, and ATM companies that maybe like what is it, Athena Bitcoin, the Bitcoin ATM, and local Bitcoins and things like that, and see if they'll let you, you know, pull some API info, because there's a lot of places out there that, you know, have Bitcoin at an ATM but don't necessarily accept it at the merchant process.
right. Well, I have a little info. There's some new software out in the U.S. A lot of the, you know, just standard ATMs you see are going to be able to sell Bitcoin in the next few months. We're going to see a huge influx of Bitcoin ATMs in the U.S. this quarter.
I'm
That's gonna
excited, man. I mean, we saw in Europe that they changed all the Metro cards. Anywhere you can get a Metro card, now you could buy and sell Bitcoin, because it was just a simple software update for them, and it was another revenue process. So it didn't hurt their business model at all. It actually helped it. And I think that we're going to see a lot of that adoption even from traditional ATM companies here in the U.S. I've
Mhm.
seen some really cool things at Money 2020 in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Basically every company that's a merchant processor or some form of currency exchange, in a way, they're having blockchain on their booth somewhere.
Yep. There's a new app also, and it's still in beta, I guess, but it's called the Cray Pay app, and they're they're partnering with all kinds of major chains. Like right now, they've got Home Depot, Lowe's, Papa John's, Domino's, Groupon,
And
all
Groupon.
kinds of restaurants and stuff. But they've got Uber, and when they get 100,000 users, they're going to sign on Walmart. So they have an agreement with Walmart. Once they get 100,000 app users, they're going to add Walmart.
Which app
Boy,
is this again?
what's that?
What was the app again? It needs 100,000.
It's called Cray Pay, Cray Pay.
All right, I'll
Um,
check that out. We got to get on that, man. Let's get
yeah.
100,000 users on there.
So what they're doing is they're offering discounts for using their app. So it's like an Apple Pay or Android Pay type app. You know, you add your debit card to the app, and then you go and you use it at a location. You get an intrinsic discount right away just for using the app. But then once they integrate their crypto, they have their own crypto. You get a rebate in the crypto also for using that app. So you're looking at between 1.5 to 8% off right off the top. Use the app, get that discount, and then you get a rebate in crypto. They're supposedly going to integrate that in the next 4 or 5 months, and then that crypto is stored in your app, and you can also use that as cash at all these retailers. So, unbeknownst to most people, and this is only in the U.S. so far, but mass adoption is on the we're on the cusp of mass adoption. So all these stores, hundreds of thousands of retailers in the U.S. are unknowingly going to be accepting crypto just from this one app, and they'll have their crypto implemented in a couple months, but it's in beta right now.
That's
That's
really
gonna be cool.
awesome. Yeah, dude. I mean, that's how I always feel like or that's how I've always thought we're gonna get these businesses in. But what's like your perspective on mainstream adoption? Like, where does it start? How do we beget it? Like, where is it? Where? Like, I mean, what's
Okay.
your perspective on mainstream adoption?
Um, and I don't know if anybody's working on this or tried, and if someone's gonna steal this from me, then you can go fuck yourself. But my idea is, U.S. wise at least, I know that we could solve it. We have the federal, USA.gov. Everybody has a social security number. So if you could log in to the government website, go to your library, use your smartphone. Everybody has access to some kind of device. Go to the government website. You have, with your social security number and some kind of secure password or login, you can access your social security number, and you have some kind of UBI, universal basic income, set up attached to your social security number. So that is used for voting in any election, state or federal. And then you have just a standard basic income that every citizen gets weekly or monthly. And you could either lock in your coins and gain interest, or you can cash them out for some kind of credit, like food stamps, for example. But if we had a universal basic income tied to every social security number in the US, it was also used for voting. So all the voting could be audited, and then everybody gets a basic income. If that could be implemented, and John McAfee for president, or not for president,
Yeah.
maybe pull it off if he can ever make it back to the States. But I think that would be a cool way to see mass adoption happen. A UBI style thing that's got unique users attached to Social Security and voting.
I see that, and I don't see a universal basic income society working until we have the more advanced Internet of Things and more advanced machines. I think Amazon and Walmart are now using like smart trucks to deliver things all around the country. So there's a lot happening. Yeah, autonomous vehicles are going to change the game, and I don't know, as we move forward to where there's not a lot of remedial jobs for people that need basic income. Like McDonald's is the basic income job, but when there's no employees necessary, where do they go? So I do see a form of universal basic income coming our way eventually. I don't
kept to a minimum. If the income is too high, then people lose their incentive to work. So you have to keep it to a minimum where it just kind of covers basic needs.
I think right now in most states it's around $25,000 to $30,000 a year, based on like rent and things like that. Basic income, like survival levels.
Sorry.
Something like that.
Yeah. No, we're supposed to do some Jeff Goldblum quotes, man. I'm trying to sneak them in here when I can.
That's awesome. You got the soundboard up? I love it.
Some YouTube.
You are playing with my words.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Jeff Goldblum movie?
My favorite, Run, Ronnie, Run.
I don't know if I've even seen that.
You heard of Mr. Show?
Nope. Wait, yes, I have Mr. Show.
That HBO show with Bob and David. Yeah, they made a movie based on one of the characters from a couple of their episodes, a recurring character, Ronnie Dobbs. But they made a movie called Run, Ronnie, Run. It's got a crazy, like, all-star cast, a lot of cool cameos in there. But Jeff Goldblum's got a little part in there. He's at a self-help facility. They're sitting around a little circle with their mentor. They're trying to get clean. And everybody's going around and saying, what they want in life. And Jeff Goldblum comes up and he says, first of all, I want my money back. And I want elves to give it to me. But it's funny. That's the best one, man. Run, Ronnie, Run.
I'm gonna have to check it out, man. It's definitely on my list now. I wanted to bring up atomic swaps real quick and just your thoughts on that, because there are other platforms to create tokens on other than the Tron network like you've done, and the process is very similar. Even like Waves, if you wanted to create your spots token on Waves, it's the same thing. You spend, I think, 1 Waves token as opposed to 1,000 TRX, and you can go through the same copy paste kind of scenario. But like, why not have that exact scenario where you can create your token on Ethereum, create that token on Tron, create the same token, like name, same and supply, everything, and then use atomic swaps and smart contracts to make sure when X amount are in supply from chain A, then we take some out of the supply from chain B to make sure everything's, make sure there's only, say, 21 million coins in circulation, even though there's 33 or 63 million coins because of the 3 blockchains. So what are your thoughts on things like that? Do you see that, moving forward, or do you think that we'll have blockchain, I don't want to say like dominance, but more popularity? Or do you think that we could see this spread because of the atomic swap abilities?
I guess I don't see the point of having the same token like that. For me, it wouldn't benefit me, I don't think. But I think Romano was working on a cool atomic swap thing. Electra was supposed to be doing something with that. They still haven't delivered. And Bitcoin Atom, I mine the crap out of that one. BCA, they're going to do some atomic swap. I think that's good, as long as the token's getting burned. If you just got more assets here,
right,
basically devaluing what's there. But I mean, if it's going to be a true swap, that's kind of a cool feature. I mean, I think.
Well, there's ICOs that have done this. game credits from Mobile Go. They did their ICO on Waves and Ethereum blockchain at the same time, and there was one cap of coins, and you could buy X amount on either blockchain. But once that one amount were sold, then that was it. And when there's X amount in circulating, they take some out of the other supply. It's really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with how that would benefit me, and that still seems like a distant, strange thing to a lot of people.
I think it would extend your coin's value to other exchanges and other blockchain markets. If the Waves, if your Waves exchange token holders are holding and trading on the Waves DEX, and Waves goes up and Tron goes down, it could help stabilize your token because it's now trading on 3 pairings instead of the 1 Tron blockchain. Just the perspective coming from like an end user. I'm not really a developer or an investor or anything.
Well, I see the benefit of a lot of exchanges kind of tokenize their assets.
Mm-hmm.
They're not holding all these assets online. They've got them in cold storage, and they have a tokenized exchange. So I understand the tokenization of that, and that you can make tokens from any old thing. It doesn't have to be necessarily a crypto. But I do see what you're saying, as far as tokenizing something to give it a little more versatility on a new platform. So that makes sense. But I think atomic swaps are going to be good, if we don't have fast coins. You have stuff like Verge and Doge and Lightning Network, Digibyte. A lot of these guys are almost instantaneous. Even like Cheese Coin is instant.
But that has a lot to do with the volume too. I mean, a lot of these fast coins don't have the same amount of volume as Bitcoin. If Bitcoin had that, the same volume, it'd probably be just as damn quick. And they also don't have the same network security. Right? Their mining security isn't as big as Bitcoin's. So I see what you're saying with how those other smaller.
I would argue that Digibyte is bigger, is more secure than Bitcoin.
No, there is no network more secure than Bitcoin's. It's legacy, man. It's the world's largest honeypot. It has the biggest incentive to be attacked, and it is the most attacked blockchain. I mean, look at all the forks that have happened since, 2014, I think there was a fork.
Right.
It's been attacked a lot, and it's the most resilient. And I think that for any coin to beat it, you need a time machine.
Right, yeah, you'd have to go back to the beginning there. But I mean, at the same time, look at some of the fees for these smaller coins. Talking about the lower volume, their fees are still low. They're still going to be, 1 Verge or whatever. It's still really low. Bitcoin fluctuates depending on demands, and Ethereum too. So I think that's real important too. If you go look at an exchange and you want to withdraw some assets, all of a sudden you've got to pay 0.001 BTC to withdraw 0.01.
Yeah.
Stuck, or it just sucks. Like a lot of these people who are transferring small assets, chasing, margin trading or whatever, they're screwed just by the fees. So atomic swaps could be very helpful in that. If you're looking at transferring assets, you're doing an atomic swap from Binance to CryptoDash just using their API. CryptoDash integrates, 4 or 5 different big exchanges. If their API is being shared and you just do an atomic swap, so that'd be something cool for them to look at.
Yeah, once we have atomic swaps, I don't see a centralized exchange as being something of at least excuse me, of retail investors' value. Because we could just use decentralized exchanges and do instant atomic swap trades. And, it would just come to somebody designing a UI for atomic swaps to design this user interface that you could have buy orders, sell orders, and stop losses put in place where you hold your keys at all times. You just have this, UI running that connects you to this decentralized exchange. But I think that's not possible without atomic swaps. But once we have them, I don't see retail investors being incentivized to go through KYC to use Coinbase or anything like that. I just don't see it. I mean, institutional investors will always want that security, but when it comes to small guys like you and me, I'd rather use Binance with a 2 Bitcoin limit than sign up for Poloniex now because of KYC.
Man, they suck. Poloniex has always been so clunky. I traded some Bitcoin back in the day on there, but that's about it.
What do you think about Binance potentially going through mandatory KYC for U.S. residents eventually? Because personally, I see it being inevitable, especially now because of the pressure on them through this BTT insider trading investigation, or at least allegations.
I mean, there's still going to be other ways around it, you know, and it's not going to stop anybody. It might stop a couple people, but it's not going
Yeah,
to have any from
people
them.
bought other people's Binance accounts back in the day because first you couldn't log in for one, and I don't think that'll make much of a difference later when you do have to submit KYC. I'll just be on the deep web buying KYC accounts and just change the email password, and now I can trade in and out of it.
Well, my first name is Cretinus, my last name CryptoSpot, 66 Satan Way. You know, it's not hard, man. And there's, you know, you can make a fake ID and crap, but not that I would.
Right? No, like you're right. You're totally right.
Who cares? You know, I mean, if they're going to do that, then just go trade somewhere else. You know, EFIN is going to be awesome. You heard of the EFIN exchange, token paste thing?
No, I actually follow TokenPay a little bit on Twitter, but I don't really keep up with what they're doing much. They have Is that a decentralized exchange, or is that their
Yeah.
centralized one?
Well, EFIN, it's not even going to be available to U.S. residents, so you're going to have to use a VPN or VPS login. But they're giving stake rewards if you hold TPay, Litecoin, or Verge on your Dex wallet, which you have the private keys. If you hold them there, you're going to get EFIN staking rewards.
Oh,
Did you hear that?
interesting.
Order
You get
just went. Oh yeah.
I like staking coins and the incentives for it that these projects are making possible. I think it's like Celsius Network that's really going to make a lot of this
Yeah.
possible.
Talking about that. Give me the rundown on that.
I mean, I have to get Alex on because I really don't know the exact details. All I know is I'm going to be able to use Celsius Network through Monarch Wallet, and I could use just Celsius themselves, but I use the Monarch Wallet. I go through the KYC process because you're now making money. You're doing loans, and you can buy and sell your Bitcoin through Monarch. So you go through that process. Celsius Network's there, and while you're holding your tokens in that wallet, like you said, you have your private keys, but you're getting like live interest. So if you were to pull your Bitcoin and other coins off that wallet, you just stop earning interest off the coin that you don't have there anymore. So
Yeah.
it's really interesting when we talk about being your own bank, because what's the best feature banks have? It's fucking loaning out the money they don't need on hand at the moment and earning interest on it. And what the biggest fucking scam is, they're taking your money to do that, giving you 0.01% interest on a 30% fucking loan that they're giving somebody else. They're just raking it in. And if we could do this ourselves peer to peer, we don't need FICO scores and these credit scores to keep track of our reputation. We will do it ourselves. And you know, everyone's like, "Oh, without banks and government, where will loans come from? How will I get a surgery?" I'm like, you act like GoFundMe hasn't funded more surgeries than government charities ever have.
Yeah. Well, you know, another thing too, people say, well, there's no exit to fiat. There's no gateway exit. You don't have to exit. You know, if we all keep working hard, and we won't have to exit.
That's My buddy just said it's funny hearing Americans talk about Celsius. It's actually pretty funny. You're right. Should just start calling it Fahrenheit Network just to troll
Fahrenheit,
them.
yeah, yeah.
So I wanted to wrap things up a little bit, let everybody know a little bit more about yourself, where they can find you again, keep up on the project, and if you can, anything about the roadmap for coinspots.app. Or
Okay,
CryptoSpots.
yeah.
I said CoinSpot. CryptoSpots.app.
So yeah, I'm Cretinus. I created the Dangerous Assumptions rockumentary feature-length film. It's about a punk band that tries and tries to play good shows, keeps getting fucked. It's comedy. You can look it up on YouTube. It's pretty funny. We entered about 10 festivals last year. Nobody wanted to touch it. But it's a real piece of shit comedy rockumentary. Go check it out. Dangerous Assumptions rockumentary. So yeah, I'm Cretinus. My Twitter is @Cretinus_real. I'm really a nice guy, promise. Our project is cryptospots.app. On Twitter, we're cryptospots.app. We're trying to make a interactive map of businesses that accept crypto. Users and retailers are brought together in an incentivized ecosystem to help people find out where they can spend crypto. There's going to be an exchange, integrated wallets, augmented reality events, treasure hunts, bounties. We've got a ton of listings coming up in the next couple of weeks. We've got a big partnership announcement coming up. 3 of them, actually. Probably in the next 3 weeks, one at a time. It's going to blow your mind who we're partnering with. It's hard for me to not tell people. Our core team knows, and we're super excited about it.
I'll have to get you back on in 3 weeks. Let me know when you can come on and book the date. You have the link to the calendar. It's pinned on my Twitter account. Click the link and book yourself, and we'll get you back on and let everybody know about the partnerships.
Well, if you're watching this stream now and you're involved on crypto Twitter in any way, you're going to find out when it happens because you're going to see it. You're probably following these people already. So it's going to be epic. And
teamwork makes the dream work, baby.
Yeah, and I would implore anyone watching this video, if you're interested in finding out what we're doing, it's me. I'm on the East Coast, South Carolina. I just doxed myself. Congratulations. Developer, other guys on the West Coast in California. It's the 2 of us, and we've got a consultant and a couple of core, moderators, people consulting with us. But we're building this thing from the ground up. We don't have a whole lot of resources or any kind of backing, or we got a shitty little Tron pre-sale going, but we're not making money from that. We're just doing this because we have passion for crypto. So if we can somehow bring the whole crypto sphere together and show people where they can spend their crypto and really tackle it as a community, just get involved, help us out, send us listings. If you want to list a business on there, just email me, cryptospot1@gmail.com. I'm happy to talk to anybody.
I was actually, I don't think I asked this question, and it was on my mind, and somehow we segued around it. I'm so sorry, but I want to ask now. the difference between, going through this and investing in an ICO, like, what is that? Is that the same? Is it the same thing as me investing in an ICO, or what?
We're on 5 minutes, and you ask a point-blank question like that?
The only difference is it's not an ICO. There's no expectation of profit. We're offering you a utility token. I'm not telling you what it's going to be worth. It's probably going to go down in value. So, really, it's just a fundraising type thing on Tron. And honestly, if you go look at the tronscan.org and you look at all the tokens that are on there, their volume, 99% of them is fake volume. These people are pumping up their own numbers to make themselves get to the front page. So, tongue in cheek, we're not killing it out there. And, they had what was that? They had the Tron Accelerator. There were 134 dApps when the Tron Accelerator program ran. They gave away $1 million in Tether.
Whoa.
134 dApps were on Tron. We're one of them. 111 of those dApps won funds from Tron Accelerator. We did not, because we're not a Ponzi scheme. We're not a gambling site. We're not, Chinese scam artists running some damn shrimp farm. We're making a real product here, and it's going to be a useful tool. So they're kind of ignoring us because it's not a quirky crypto kitty game or whatever. It's just a couple of dudes trying to bring the crypto community all together.
Yeah, but, once you have a couple businesses listed and people reading reviews and interacting, it'll get their attention for sure. And hey guys, go check it out, cryptospots.app. Let me know what you think of it in the comments below, and if you grab yourself some, let me know like what the process was for you and what wallet you decided to store your spots coins on. All right guys, don't forget, pound that thumbs up button, click subscribe, flick the alert bell, and have a day guys. Much appreciated, bro.
Take care. Thank you.